I can't believe that I'm gonna post this right here. Because the problem that I had for make streams. Hola, ¿qué tal? Gracias por hablar en español, en serio. Te lo agradezco mucho. Siento que, no sé, me da otro look este suéter negro. Siempre que me lo pongo es como que, ay, más vale de que háblenme, ¿sabes? Pero bueno, ¿cómo están? Dejen que cargue esto. ¿Qué lado es esto? ¿Cómo va todo? Ah, mi dinero. No, no te comas ese dinero. No es comida. Ay, ay, ay. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde ahora se fue? Ay, no, tú eres capaz, gato, de ponerte. Ay, ¿por qué no? Yo ya me iba a dormir. Acá está. Ahora sí. Ay, ay, ay. No sé si uno o dos. Ay, ¿qué tal? Thanks. I have. I don't know if I have a big booty, really. I will post a vlog my workout routine, so keep an eye on it. Probably tomorrow or this Friday. Who knows? Um. I'm so sorry. But when I have this look, it makes me remember a meme. Oh my god. I can't. If you hear some dogs are from my neighbors, but I just wanna talk here before I go to bed because it's kind of hard a little sometimes, you know. Pero bueno, quería hablar un poco más en español porque se me está yendo el español un poco. Y eso que ni siquiera me voy a otros lugares, es como, ay, déjeme hablar español. Porfis. Porfis, porfis, porfis. Lo que me gusta de esto es que se siente bien. O sea, es como si tuviera las uñas largas y me estuviera cepillando. Hi, how are you? I'm actually gonna work out for 30 minutes now because I don't have a lot of time. But anyway, I saw a graphic like from the healthcare article because I'm studying pharmacy right now, and I want to show you my book. Actually, where is my book? This is my favorite. It's in Spanish, but have all the words for pharmacy and conditions, and are in alphabetical order. I don't know. It's just from the A to S W X C Y C. From the A to C. English. I also learned by this book, and I actually how humans were come to Earth and like. Wait a second. I also learned about this book how humans were born, and apparently, a lot of German people were involved in these kind of things. And basically, this book explained how like humans work and all of that, but in a scientific way, como con gráficos, más gráficos, y pues me gusta, digámoslo así, pero así. También demográficamente. ¿Ven? Ay, no se ve. Como su gráfico. Así. Hola, Elizabeth. ¿Qué tal? Me asusté. Michi. Venga, un poquito. Ven, chiquito. Ven, chiquito. Sube. Bueno. Pero eso es solo lo que estoy viendo por ahora. Porque tengo que aprenderme desde la A hasta la M terminología. Y terminología es como palabras en términos médicos desde la A hasta la M. I need to learn some terminology. That terminology is just learning words, medical language, let's say, but from the A to M. So it's pretty interesting. I do love the assignment. Even I'm telling to my mom, I have good grades right now. And my mom was like, yeah, I told you what's your career. Ay, Dios. Es como vengo con un 18, si son de Latinoamérica o de México, es como vengo con un 8 o un 9. Y le digo a mi mamá, madre, estoy sacando buenas notas. Mi mamá me dice, ay, te dije, esa es tu carrera. Esa es tu carrera. Así, y yo, ay, no. Es que a veces no lo quiero aceptar. Cuando me presionan, no me gusta hacer las cosas. Salen mal. No me gusta mucho. No me gusta. Que todo fluya, por favor. No me presione. Tranquilo el asunto. Ay, me da risa, en serio. Pero tenía bueno, tengo ahora este clip. Que es como un moño que va acá. Se ve bien bonito. Ay, ay, ¿qué tal? Ay, pero en serio, este color negro mi mamá me dice, sí, se ve bien bonito, bien cool. Y yo le digo, mamá, es lo que tenga práctica. Sí. Ay, pero no tomen mi humor negro. Ay, ya no me tomo. Mi humor negro, tómenlo bien, ¿ok? Antes de que diga este chiste, yo le dije a mi mamá, madre, voy a llevar esto para si algún momento muere algún paciente, yo que sé, por alguna emergencia o ya de edad, no sé qué sé, pueda ahí estar ¿cómo se dice? A la ocasión, ¿saben? Porque no estar de negro. Pero la verdad, algo que vi es que de los médicos, o sea, usan verde porque hay mucha saturación del blanco en los ambientes de medicina. Entonces, usaran verde y azul ahora porque antiguamente cuando usaban solamente el blanco, les procuraban mucha saturación al momento de operar y no podían operar bien porque tenían mucha... O sea, es como si todo fuera amarillo, todo fuera de un color y no hubiera como contraste, y por el solo hecho de no haber contraste entre esos dos colores pasaba de que no podían operar bien, entonces pasaron de verde a de blanco a verde. When like a lot of years ago, people were using only white in their spaces to kind of operate and make some service to other people. Usually they were white only, and the army was white, so they have a lot of, I don't know, it's like the feeling when you feel a little overwhelmed, but visually, like you feel overwhelmed visually, and that was happening in the centers medical medicine, so they eventually changed to green. That was a color that they are not using. Ahora celeste. So really was really interesting even to know the terminology, and even I'm looking for some jobs like to long term to kind of motivate me a little bit. And the only thing that they ask for is to know the terminology, and I'm like, Wait, I'm a Bible of facts and words because I used to learn. I love to learn new words. That's why I get too curious. And my teacher of medicine is like, and pharmacy, even though, because I have a teacher who was what is the word, like he does chemicals and he does pills by himself, and he produced some stuff. And he's like, oh my gosh, I told you that you don't need to put this on your face. Because I used to be the type of girl that usually Google some stuff. And he was explaining me what kind of things have pros and cons and everything. And even with plants and things that you usually will find out there, they have their own rules. I want to show you also something. No, 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 no. Ay, por acá estaba. Espérense. Ok. Con las plantas tienen sus pros y contras. Oye, ahorita solamente estoy clasificando hojas. Right now I'm only classifying leaves. Why? Because plants are the primary product to make some pills in pharmacy, like some pills that you find out there. On pharmacy, even though we are learning the proactive to like kind of convert and like use in a good way. And my teacher told me that the natural way of some drugs that we find out there, we often have like just the proactive thing, and we are not conscious about that. And the purpose primarily was for something else, but some people give it another meaning. So yeah. And also dopamine, it can only not be get by taking some weird stuffs, if you know what I mean. It can be get by meditating, it can be get by doing exercise, it can be by, I don't know, running, because you have that adrenaline going in your body, or even can get when you are like having a certain happiness in your body, but it doesn't come for like something that will be a drug, you know what I mean? So I've been looking up even though, and what I feel like was the common difference between dopamine and oxytocin that is also thing that you can get in synthetic way in pills and stuff like that, was that dopamine creates motivation, meanwhile dopamine creates attachment and like certain connection to that. So when people get that out of her like in pills and stuff like, and why people create these things was for not make people addicted to that and to don't make a lot of market stuffs. The main reason why people create these stuffs was to help other people with a lot of pain on their body, like with people who have arthritis, with people that have like certain conditions that they have a lot of pain in their things, or even cancer, like because some type of cancer can get you to a lot of pain, so they create that to kind of relieve that pain. And they take even in the like they take a lot of care with measure the perfect amount of dosage, the perfect amount of pills, or even to things to give to these people to help that, you know. I'm not Russian. I said this so many times. I'm not Russian. I don't have the I don't have the Russian accent, even though. But thanks. I'm Peruvian. I love my country, but like I was telling you, they create that with a lot of purpose. But people often these times, like people from the other type of markets, dark things, they get to that. And I feel like to me, what it shows me is strength was when people get out of that to taking drugs. That is really strength because no, I told you that so many times. I don't know. I have a good memory, by the way. I remember that comment a lot. Please. Don't think that I have a memory that you can tell me something today. No, I really, really, really pay attention to every single comment and to every single thing. That's why sometimes, and people usually don't understand this, I get in a period of time where I want to be quiet and I don't want to be bothered. Like, I don't want to be bothered. I get in a period of time where I just want silence, and usually some of my classmates get bothered, like, why you don't talk right now? Like, it's because sometimes I feel too overwhelmed and I feel like I need to clean my thoughts a little bit. So usually in this time I journal. I do tarot readings to myself to kind of make a real reflection. I listen to music and I just go through that, you know? Because I feel like sometimes I'm just too overwhelmed. It's not everything that you think on mind about me. It's not like, oh my gosh, I talk a lot. No, I got times where I really don't want to talk. I'm just quiet. I'm pleased to be here. And that's pretty much what I do. I relax, I lay in my floor and I just look at the wall and I play some music, and that's really like kinda having a certain relief because after every single class of pharmacy I get headaches because there is a lot of terms. For example, everything that ends with itis is inflammation. Everything that ends with ology, it's a study by like dermatologists. Derma is skin and ologist is a study. So it will be a study of the skin for certain type of conditions that a dermatologist gives you. Cardiology is means heart. So it means a study of the heart and their conditions that can lean on. And that pretty much is what I've been like thinking. I want also to clarify that to some people because some people are like, "Oh my gosh, you have Kara talking. Oh my gosh, you blah 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 blah." No, I also love to be quiet time to time. I do love being quiet because even to me it gets in some moments, you know. And also, I hope that with my blog, you can see my life, what it actually is, because I feel like through this blog and the last blog, I just show you one side of my life. But I actually feel like I'm showing you with this blog that will came out. My life has actually been, but on vacations, because even in vacations, I work. And yeah, I like to work. Don't call me workaholic. I love to help. And to me, it doesn't feel like work sometimes. It feel like I'm just having fun and I'm enjoying like my time, sharing my knowing with um some little kids. And I do love teaching kids. Thanks, Pilot. You too. What time it is, by the way? Okay, I still have like 5 minutes or two. I'm preparing to do squats and all the things. I usually do workout at night, not because I wanna shave or want a body. No, no, it's just for health and calm my mind. I I can explain the feeling that I have when I do workout on my body. But sometimes it's even hard. But I feel like these things of like working out or just doing workout at home is mechanic on me. It doesn't come, oh my gosh, it feels motivated. No, it just come mechanic. Even if it's sometimes I don't feel motivated, I just do because I know if I will not take care of my health, my God, es que, ay no más, ay no más. Tell me why my cats love to scale. They leave me a lot of marks on my legs. They were pinching my legs. This is not love. But I feel like some things that I do are mechanic and some stuff that I do are not mechanic. Even my teacher told me, don't be a robot. I mean, have feelings for some stuff. So I do have feeling. It's just that some things are mechanical. You know what I mean? And pretty much I feel like even being lazy helped me a lot to like get through some stuff because I used to watch a guy that was like a Mexican guy that he basically said that you need to be because you need to do. I do it because you need to do, like with this tone. My mom had an accent, that's why I've been muting. My family is a little bit loud, like me, but anyway. Okay, I have 2 minutes left before I go. Anything else? Nada más, alguna pregunta. Ay, les quiero enseñar también de epidemiología, lo que he avanzado. Es que amo esta carrera, no sé por qué. Ay, ay. Me gusta mezclar mis cositas. Ok, Michi, ven para acá. Estoy mostrando mi folder. Luego te muestro a ti. Bueno, este es uno. Ay, tiene ojitos verdes. Pero él tiene apego evitativo, creo, porque cada vez que lo quiero cargar, no me deja. No me deja. El otro gato sí. Y los dos son machos. Y yo quería llamarlo como si fuera una hembrita. Me pasé de lanza. Me pasé. Ah, this is called natural medicine. Natural medicine. No, traditional medicine. Traditional medicine. Because here in Peru, we usually work with plants a lot. But not in the sense of like something, you know. It's about plants. Miti, deje, deje. It's about like plants, like natural. We make like a lot of herbs like tea, but it comes to like a package, but not natural. Anyway, this is my favorite subject. From all, have a little bow on it, so yeah. Can you imagine if someday I'm working with someone like I'm doing my practice and I'm like, and they were like, I will have a person that I'm practicing on, and that will be so big, like so tall, and I'm just with my little heels walking, and I'm just walking toward the people, and they were like, "You are," and I will say, "Yes, I'm going to help you today. What you have?" And they were like, "But you are so tiny." But I do my work, so just close your eyes while I pinch your arm, okay? Just close your eyes. Another person who is scared to being pinched or just to get some injections on their arm because I get used to that when I had COVID. Like, I'm not kidding. I was having like daily one injection on my hip, right hip and left hip. each day. And after that, I've been like, oh my gosh, I've been even having this vision over like this day I'm gonna sleep at the right side, and this another I'm gonna sleep at the left side. I'm just gonna be this way, you know. My hair, I tried to use gel or something, but even my mom told me like, "Why your hair is like this?" I'm like, "This is my hair. It gets excited sometimes, and that's fine." Anyway, anything else that someone have here to say? Perhaps this is the bow that I'm gonna wear tomorrow. I feel it looks cute. Had this little purse, but I'm not a big fan of like shiny stuffs. I'm usually more boring in that sense. Usually, also, mostly all the clothing I have is shiny and sparkly. It's gifts that people give it to me, and if I will pick my clothes, will be just neutral colors, and that's it. I get overstimulated by the texture, but I feel like when it comes to watch, I really do appreciate it. But in me, I'm not a big fan. I'm not. Anyway, it's kind of late to me. I'm gonna save this live so you can watch it. And I hope that you can learn something from me of being lazy because everyone needs to see a different perspective. I was very like don't see in the light back then because I usually was the girl that always hoped the worst, like really the worst of everything and everyone. And to me, it took time to kind of hope the best from everyone and everything that will happen to me because one quote that my parents told me was like, prepare for the worst and leave the better come so you will. Like, don't have a lot of expectations even with people. I was always thought to be, don't get impressed by someone cars. That was the quote that my family always told me because you don't know. Like, actually, you don't know. Like, don't get impressed by the pedals because you don't know where the route or how the route is. And that doesn't mean that judging the past. No, it's just at first you can like know, but it will eventually take time, to really know someone. And I really appreciate all the people that are improving lately. Even myself, I used to be really mature, really insecure, really blah blah blah. But I eventually get confidence. I mean, I'm not here to point it out because I've been seeing a lot of type of videos, and to me, that's kind of toxic. That some people were like pointing that, oh my gosh, you were this, you were that, blah blah blah. No, you are not gonna be. And to me, it's like you are pointing it out, and that is not good. Like, even with education, I'm not pointing my students ever. I'm just tell them like if they have some problem back then, I will only tell them it's okay to feel this way, but I'm telling you right now, you're not going to put it out. You're not going to stand up right now. No one is gonna stand up for you. Like even your mom, you might be helping some stuff, but no one is gonna stand up. So please do this favor to you, not me. Okay, it's a favor that you do to you, and that's it. And really, I feel like that was a main denominator or the common denominator for a lot of things because I feel a lot of things that were going on, even with that of like judging, pointing, and that only happened with like someone toxic, very toxic. And I've been seeing also one TikTok of one reel that was on TikTok of like this Arabic girl that said, I me with this and like she was with this face of like doing this short on YouTube like, And she was like, in the title in the of this video was like, me with this face, watching a lot of people like doing, oh my gosh, get obsessed, like not obsessed, like get like, what is the word? Like get this person, like let come back your ex like in 2 days or like one day, and then like make your ex come back in 1 day or 2 days, and make them to like manipulate and like make them come back to you. And this girl said in this video, me watching this type of videos, and what about the real love? Like, what about the not tricky things? What about the old time love, you know? And I resonate with that as well, because we live in an era where it's so like okay to do these things of like manipulation, things like that. And what I'm telling you, like about these things, was not because I see or I read about that. I mean, I do read about that, and even I analyze a book with my teacher, like with the whole class, and we make reflection, deep reflection, because by this time that I was studying to become entrepreneur, I noticed that was a cold place to be. But also, I'm telling you because I passed for that, and guys that were coming up to me, it usually were like old guys. When I had 15, these guys were like, oh my gosh, like, what are you this? Blah, blah, blah. And they usually came with the same tactic. And I was like, I'm noticing a pattern, but I'm not sure what pattern. But in the moment that I felt uncomfortable, that they were crossing some line on me, like my boundary, I immediately go. And pretty much that's why I even make the explanation. I even do that in like a video, but I didn't end to finish like the whole tea on this. Or not the tea, because this was not a good experience at all. It was like the whole experience and the whole lesson that teach me to like let go, and that also teach me why and how, and like why some like people that have partners doesn't mean sometimes that they were good. It means that they find someone who they love by who they are, but that doesn't mean like someone is actually good. And how I learned that, it's, I used to talk with this guy like a long time ago. I was like 15 after I quit this, after a boy ghosted me, honestly. And he was like very, he was 3 years older than me, and then another guy was like 4 or 5. I don't know what kind of mindset I was having, but it's anyway. And this guy was talking to me because I met him at this party, and he was into drugs and like very drunk guy. Like that was the type of guy that a lot of girls now at this time said that I can fix them. And that was when I noticed and when I knew, and I make a reflection like adults or like people, some people change and some people don't change. And by the time I was talking with him, everything went good. Like our talk was very fine, but um, how was the different type of age gap that I was having by the time? I tell him straight up that I will not have something with him because he doesn't look like the type of guy that you will have something with him, you know? And I totally mean that. And he was like, okay, but I have a girlfriend. That what I get. Oh my gosh, I find out. And I didn't even need to read the tarot. I was just curious about the Facebook account, but he was always rejecting. He was always complaining about give it to me. So I Google it. I go to Facebook and I Google his name, because he even get to this point of like being so drunk to don't remember what happened the next day, and he smelled good, but he was the type of guy that I was like, why and how and why? Because I didn't drink by the time, and like at some point I was like, no, like this is not for me. And after all, I've been like, yeah, that was a good decision. Even I cry because when I didn't was so immature by the moment, I was like, why did I don't have him? Blah blah blah. Even to me, my cousin, my cousin, one of my parents told me of like, maybe you should do some spell. I'm like, no, I feel like something doesn't go well on me, but I really don't understand that. And after that, I've been doing reflection, and I've been noticing that their girlfriend accept the fact that he smoke and drink a lot to the point that he can't even remember my name. And by the moment that he was like having a partner, I made reflection like why I want his attention a lot, and he was like mm, doing something like to have that. Even he suggests me to go to him. I feel like I make this video, but anyway, and why I'm making these things of like why. And after a lot of reading and doing and researching, I noticed that I usually was more into in the fact that I used to think, and that my thinking to explain this behavior that I have at the time, because I was like so confused when I noticed, and then when I want to even got the feeling to like, what if he's not happy with his girlfriend, but he was so attached to her, how he was attached to his things that he was drinking and all of that. So um thanks, Sebastian. I'm speaking this story time in English because I feel like people from US could get inspired. Pero se habla español, pero quería decir esa story time en inglés porque siento de que personas en Estados Unidos normalizan esto mucho, incluso en Latinoamérica, pero ya lo voy a hacer en español, no se preocupen. El chi viene del chi. El chismecito después ya les voy a decir. O no chismecito, sino experiencia y reflexión. But like I was telling to you, like it doesn't end well. I block him from all my social media, and people usually get even with my channel. I feel like when I came out to people like saying blah blah blah, it doesn't mean that I met Batman. So gracias. It means that I do a lot of reflection, and when I truly love myself or who I am, I feel like I've been attracting good guys. But how this story time ends was that he was wanting to just, you know, convince me to do some stuff, and even the girlfriend of my no the boyfriend of my one of my classmates was also into that, and she knows him a little bit, so she explained me what kind of background that he was having, and he was not the type of guy that was able to commit. So that is kind of self-explanatory. Like I can tell you by experience what it was the tactics, but I don't get physically involved with him because I'm kind of picky. I'm gonna pick you with some stuff. Either way. Um T. So I feel like by the time that I knew about this and I read this book of like 40 Loves of Power, he one time even wanted to commit to have something with him. Something physical, and I just blocked him after that because I noticed it was like some kind of manipulation going there. But I really don't understand how, but I feel uncomfortable. And when this book came like in my life, it was like, oh my gosh, this is this is like the Bible of people that wants to manipulate me, you know. So in one of the chapters said that is a triangulation method that they compare you, and how it came to this type of situation by the time was because I was in a calling with him because we just took call before I knew that he had a girlfriend. And by the way, I remember clearly that he said to me, "Why you don't want to have something with me? I'm a good guy, blah blah blah." And then he pulled up this quote of like, "If all of my ex girlfriends want to do that with me, why do you don't want to do that with me?" And I said it straight up because I don't feel ready, and that's it. Oh, ven aquí, ven aquí, chiquita. Oh, chiquita. It's mi gatito. It's my kitty. So this is killing. And really, I told him that I don't feel comfortable. Like, I don't feel comfortable. And yeah, that's how it ended up. And I feel like people should not push you to do some things that you don't want to, because at the end of the day you are feeling like have, I don't know what kind of, like, you feel repulsion to that, like you feel to that. I don't know if he get out of these things of like drugs and things. I don't really know, but I hope that he was out of this because, like I told you, dopamine creates you motivation, blah blah blah, like certain excitement. But oxytocin, that also came synthetically, creates attachment. So that is why some people get um really hard, to get out of that. And even for my family side, I always tell them like all the things, like it's straight up, like you are going to die if you do this. Like, because I'm still in pharmacy, I need to put in work. I cannot be like, oh my gosh, I'm not listening, blah blah blah, if I don't share. And eventually, my family understand, and they were like, "But we don't drink, but just in case, because my family, even me, drink like once upon a month." I'm not kidding. All the bottles that you see on the TikTok my my TikTok that I was like, cleaning on my refrigerator, on my fridge. I have that bottles since New Year's. New Year's. Even Pisco I have since New Year's. I remember one time. This is a funny story time. One of my parents, one of my uncles wants to approach my auntie by the time. So he came with a big bottle of wine. The big bottle. I'm not saying the little, no, the big bottle. And like they came with that big bottle to my grandpa. And because for his side of the family, they like drinks. So for my grandpa reject him and like, what are you coming to that? Are you going to get drunk, my dear? So they were like, no, like, come back with another thing later. I'm not going to give you this. I'm not going to give you my daughter. That's my grandpa. Like, be respectful. Listen, be respectful. And that was pretty much what was going on because my family don't like to drink a lot. I do enjoy wines, but blueberries, I don't like wines much of grapes because I feel like grapes are like different to like blueberries because with wines that are came or made from blueberries are very different. Even with wines made of apples that are more sweeter, which I do love. And pretty much that was it, you know. It comes everything with nature and with habits. And one thing that I will always like be grateful for is when my mom got pregnant, she was eating healthy. So that kind of made me healthy as well because I sometimes crave salads, but my thing on me is that I like sugar, but not too much. I just enjoy that, but I learned that you can have some conditions when you drink a lot of sugar. And coffee really doesn't help you to stay awake. Like the components that have coffee, like it makes you feel awake. Yeah, and some people are more like sleepy, feel more sleepy because the hormones or the things that they have when they feel depressed and they drink coffee makes the coffee like it makes people feel more sleepy because they have depression. So that components when it gets in the body and someone you see that drink coffee feel sleepy is because they have depression, you know. So yeah, and people that are emotionally stable, they have a punch of energy when they drink coffee because all the hormones in the brain they have that punch of energy. And coffee blocks you a side of your mind that it's feeling sleepy but not makes you stay awake because of everything. No, it blocks some parts of your brain that gets you sleepy. And it's bitter, not 100% like lemon, because lemon in terms of composition is way different. That is why when I used to make tofu for me, when I used to be vegan back then, I usually like add some lemon. Yeah, I remember you. I remember. And that is why like it gets like kind of milky and lemon separates one part the milk and the other, you know. It's all I don't know. It just I don't know how I will end my curse of pregnancy. I don't actually know. Déjeme decir los dos componentes farmacológicos. Okay. Vía auricular, que tiene dos aurículas. Vía bicapsular, que tiene dos cápsulas. Bigamina, varón que tiene... ¿Ah? Bigamia, dice acá. Bigamia, varón que tiene dos esposas. Pueden creerlo, en fin. Biliar pertenece a la bilis, productos biliares de vesícula. Please speak in Spanish or English. Thank you. Bilirrubina, presencia de... Okay, la bilirrubina is like a lot of sugar in your bilis líquido secretado por el hígado y vertido al intestino de las vías biliares, biovida, bioeléctrico, fenómenos eléctricos que aparecen en los tejidos vivos, bioenergético, ciencia que estudia las informaciones de la energía de los órganos vivos, estudio de los seres vivos, biopsia, examen microscópico de un tejido del cuerpo vivo y las fines de diagnóstico de esto. Estadística, estadística de la vía, blefaro, párpados, pestañas, blefaromadena, blefaroedema, blefaroedema, edemia, edema de los párpados, bioferitis, inflamación de los párpados. Ay, bueno, continuamos. Bradilento. Brady is slow. I see some TikTok account that they have these names. Anyway, hope that they will don't be the same. Bradicardia, lentitud del ritmo cardíaco. Bradifagia, hábito de comer con exagerada lentitud. Ok, es una condición. Tengo bradifagia, que es de comer con exagerada lentitud. O a veces con rapidez, porque cuando me tomo mi tiempo, como muy, muy, muy lento. Sometimes I eat slow. Bradilalia. Pronunciación lenta. Braditnea. Ritmo respiratorio lento. Branqui es dolor uno de ambos brazos. Branquio de túnel. Pasemos mejor a la C. Electrole. Dicéfalo con 2 cabezas. ¿Quién podría tener 2 cabezas? Diplococo. Microorganismo formado por 2 cocos. En fin. Cacosmia. Percepción continua de malos olores. Es una condición. Más me estoy riendo, ok. A la siguiente que vea a alguien que tenga a alguien de mal gusto, voy a decirle, no seas cacogeusia, que significa mal gusto. En fin, ya me voy, chaito. Se está haciendo muy tarde. A veces me paso hablando y no puedo estar concentrada. Afortunadamente puedo dormir 7 a 10 horas. Espero. En fin. Duerman. Estén bien. Good night. I've been studying terminology because this is the little dictionary. I want this book that it said Pharmacy 1, or just all you need to know about pharmacy. That is very thick book, and I need to sleep now. Prepare, soy de Perú. Bueno, voy a guardar este live y los veo después. I'm gonna save this live and I'll see you later. Take care. And good night. Bye bye.